Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi Imo, and on this channel I talk about cake business. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this beautiful, cute, edible crown. Yes, the crown I made for a pepper pig cake, and I'll be showing you how to make this crown. Now without further ado, let's get right into the video. So to make our edible crown, these are the things that I'll be working with. I have a little piece of fondant here, white fondant that I'm going to be using, and I also have my rolling pin, a craft knife, another craft knife, my smoother. I have some shortening for greasing my work table. I have a sellotape as well that I'll be using as a former. I have a measuring tape, and that's all. So let's just get started. I want to sprinkle some CMC on my fondant because I want it to harden fast and I want it to dry fast. Okay, so I'm sprinkling just a little bit of CMC into my fondant. The work, like I just mentioned, is to harden it to make it dry faster. So I'm just putting a sprinkle of CMC, not too much. Okay, you don't want it to break, don't do too much. So the next thing we're going to do is to get is it circumference? We're going to get the width of this sellotape because that's what I'm going to be using as my format, and you can see it's 13. All right, exactly, it's 13, and I'll be working with a 4-inch height. That's why I'm doing that, to get the measurements of the fondant that I'll be working with. So first off, you start by rolling into a sausage. So I'm rolling into a sausage and closing the seams right there before I proceed. I'm starting out by rolling into a rectangle. Now, if you've watched my video on how to cover a fondant cake with sharp edges, then you would understand what I'm trying to do here. So I'm trying to roll into a rectangular shape, bearing in mind the width and then the height as well that I'll be working with. So that's why I'm trying to stretch both ends so that I maintain the shape of a rectangle, which is what I'll be needing for my crown. Now I'm going to check to see if I've gotten the width that I require, which is 13, right? So we measured 13 for the width and then 4 for the height. So I'm just going to take it out a little bit, stretch it a little bit more, after which I would go ahead with the process. Now I want to go in with my smoother just so that I can smoothen my fondant because I don't want dents, I don't want bumps, I don't want a rough looking fondant. Okay, so I'm doing that, and once again I'm going to check, and I'm sure that it is 13 right by 4, but something funny happened. I said let me even try and wrap this thing around my former to just see if it will work, and lo and behold, it didn't go around the former. It did not go around the former. But first of all, you have to cut off the edges. Okay, so cut off the edges so that you have a clean edge, top and bottom. Now, because of what I mentioned earlier, which I didn't catch on camera and which I don't have an explanation to, I decided to go in again to measure the width, and this time around to add some more inches. So that is 16 that I'll be working with. So if you want to do this, make sure you give enough space. I'm adding some more fondant so that when I roll, it will not be thin. I do not want to work with thin fondant for this crown. All right, so I have rolled again, and what I have here is 18, which is fine by me. Okay, so I'm just going to go right ahead to smoothing it like I did the first time to get rid of the bumps, dents, all of that, and to have a smooth finishing. Now, once I'm done cutting my edges clean, I'm going to go in with my rose cutter. This is a rose cutter. You can also use a template, or you do it freehand like I usually would. I'm just using this for the purpose of this video. I usually would do it freehand. So I'm just going to try to get a uniform cut for each of the, do I call it edge? So I'm just going to go in with that and cut out my fondant. Now see how thick it is? This is how I want it to be, so that it's firm enough, it can stand, and it will not be wobbly. The next thing I'm doing is to apply some shortening on my former. Now you're going to do this because you don't want your crown to get stuck to whatever you're using as a former. Okay, so do that, rub some grease on it, and then wrap it. So this is 16 I'm working with. Now you can see I really have some excess. So I'm just going to cut it right where it overlaps neatly with my craft knife. Now I'm applying some sugar glue to help me close the joining, to help me close the seams. I was really careful with this part. I'm just trying to bring it out a bit to make the edges collapse just a little bit. You don't want to do it too much so that it doesn't bend over and break. Okay, so I was just doing it gently and lightly, just so that it has that bent effect kind of. Okay, after that I would gently put it on my board and just give it some time to rest. This crown was due for use the following day, so I just gave it some hours, I think like 8 hours or thereabouts to dry, and then I just removed it from my former so that I can have it ready for painting. Now I was really skeptical about doing this because the last time I did something like this, the crown broke the following day, like it broke and it cracked. And I was suspecting the alcohol that I used to mix my edible glue then. But because I'm sure of this, I had the confidence sort of to go ahead and do this. So I'm just painting using sideways strokes and using a soft brush. A soft brush is good because it wouldn't leave marks, it wouldn't leave brush strokes, it wouldn't leave brush marks. So you want to paint with a soft brush or a brush that has a soft bristle. and we're done. So this is it. This is what it looks like. I hope that you found this video helpful and valuable. Please let me know if you did. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. This is the morning after. It's still standing, looking nice, looking fresh, looking good. Okay, if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. If you've watched up to this point, you're the real MVP. Please drop me some fruits in the comments and drop me a kind comment as well. Okay, until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.